here we go. An hour ago, King Fajuli, I'm not even gonna do the stupid voice. King Fajuli released this. I snatched it. I'll get to the rest of the stuff. He's talking about whether or not he's gonna fight Ali and all that stuff. We're gonna go over this right now. Since he wants attention, since he thinks he's the smartest man, he thinks he can fool us, let's play along.
A child, a offender, a pedophile. That's what a lot of these people are coming onto my comments and calling me. If I was any of those things, I'd be on the offender list.
Nope. You admitted in court to doing something that falls under every one of those lists, every one of those names, those labels. You agreed with it. And you did a little bit of time in the county jail for it. You bragged for years that you got out of jail and you made this move and you made that move. And because you bragged about being in jail, you piqued John Bravo's interest. And he went and he found the case, the civil case. You don't play. The judge has discretion on whether or not you would have to register. You could have registered for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it was. The case is so old that if they gave you anything under a lifetime registry, it's gone by now. But let's see what else you have to say.
Which clearly I'm not. Well, let's clear that up really quick. I have a little guy named Johnny Bravo who brought out a civil lawsuit that went against me and a bunch of other people who were...
No, two people. You and two other people. And hopefully, this is all I heard. And I said, man, I'm making this video right now. Late video, I don't care. Hopefully, you're going to talk about the medical reports, the doctor's reports. Hopefully, you're going to explain how she got all those injuries.
We're at my birthday party 20 years ago. I was 18. We had a great time. And I don't...
We had a great time. This dude right here, look at his face. Everybody had a great time. Really? You think your victim had a great time? The words that this person would use.
Regret a second of it.
I told you I didn't even get...
Years ago. I was 18. We had a great time. And I don't regret a second of it.
He doesn't regret a second of what occurred on his 18th birthday. These people that are inviting him to schools, look at the smile on his face. The people that are allowing him to go wherever, man, look at this, America. But you don't get to do those things, and then you don't get to keep blaming your victim, and you don't get to say you wouldn't change a second of it and think people are going to be okay with it. You talk about you're half God, you're here to change the world and save the youth and all that, and this is the video you put out? I think this dude, I think something's not right. Maybe losing his wife, I don't know, man, but this like all the things that he said that we all knew were like, what the hell? Like this is how you come back?
Years ago. I was 18. We had a great time. And I don't regret a second of it. My brother was a 14-year-old boy. I got jobs for multiple girls, just to make sure we're clear. Yeah, I was a G. Now, my brother who was 14, also some of the...
Holy shit. In another video, I think it's that one, that Vanilla Ice looking cat that's always bobbing on this dude. If I remember right, and I'm going to look for it, and I know, look, Bubba, Saints of Hollywood, all these dudes that really do, John, there's a video where he says at that party, most of the people there were 16 and 17 years old. And he just said right now that he got multiple BJs and smiled and said, because I'm a G?
The girls played with him, but my parents never pressed charges against anybody because we were just having fun. But there was a family of a girl that came there, and they were adamant about making money. So that civil lawsuit was a $50 million lawsuit.
Yeah, you keep talking about that. Let's talk about the criminal stuff. Let's talk about the deal you took. I think everybody needs to start asking, why don't you can open You can unseal the case. You yourself can get the case and post it on your IG. You're always posting on IG. You can post it on TikTok. You can post it on YouTube. Post it somewhere. Pull the case. Open the case. Pull it out. And let's see what was your plea agreement. What did you admit to doing? You've already admitted several times that you did something with H, who was underage. Now you're doing these videos like you can't unscramble an egg. This is amazing work right here.
Trying to claim that I their daughter, which never happened. And that's why that case was dismissed, as you could see here. And because of their lies, they didn't get a penny. Usually there'll be some judgment, there'll be a settlement, but no, it was dismissed. No $51 million and no bull. So for everybody on the internet that is claiming all this bullshit that happened to me, some lawsuit from 20 years ago, guess what? I only got charged in the actual criminal case for getting a job from someone who was under 18.
What are we doing here? Literally, what did we do? So how does that not make you all the things you said in the beginning of the video? You were 18. The other person wasn't. Is this guy serious?
The actual criminal case for getting a job from someone who was under 18 because I didn't ask for her fucking ID. And when the cops came, I said, hey, I got a job from all these girls. What's the problem? We had a great time. And they go, well, she was underage. So with that being said, for everybody on the internet that wants to keep crying about it, guess what? You're not improving your life. My life is great. I'm worth over $100 million.
Your life is great. You're worth $100 million. Why do you keep explaining yourself then? Why do you keep trying to convince people that you say aren't doing anything with their lives? I tell you one thing that none of us did with our lives. We never got arrested for that type of case. Guarantee you that. Your $100 million don't mean nothing when you have that type of case. I wish I would have watched this whole thing before I decided, but I'm telling you, as soon as I saw it, and I'm not somebody that's on IG a lot, unless I'm looking for something for content, and there's specific people I look up, and this just popped up, and when I heard the first few seconds, I sent it to a few other people, like, check this out. And then I got on here, boom, let's do this. I don't understand this. I really don't. I don't understand a lot of the dumb stuff that this guy does. I'm like, how did he not run this by somebody that's not in his family, that he's not employing? How does he not run it by somebody and say, hey, how do you think this sounds? If he did that, he'd have no content. He'd have no content. I'm not trying to laugh in this video. But this, to say I'm not this, this, and this, but I got arrested and convicted of something that falls under all three of those things. How does that make sense?
I drive a fucking Rolls Royce.
Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't erase the past.
And a Lambo. I live in a $12 million home. I have 100 different properties. I'm flying private jets. What are you doing? Well, if you're not.
Does this remind anybody of anyone else? And I hate to, you know what? Wes Watson treats people like crap. He is a horrible human being, but he's never done what this dude was convicted of. But all the materialism. You know the richest people on the planet, they look like poor people when you see them. They don't drive Lambos, Rolls Royces. And that's why they have so much money. They're not wasting it on stuff that loses value upon purchase. They're building wealth. This dude says he's worth over 100 million. Cool, then why are you on social media? You don't need it. He says he wants to change the world and save the youth. You got 100 million and 100 properties. Weird that they're both 100, right? But you have $100 million and you have 100 properties. I said it in my last video about you. I'll say it again. Once you open up some properties, matter of fact, just donate them. Don't show up. Donate them. Donate them to a charity, a nonprofit. Here's this property. I'll pay the taxes on it for the next 10 years. Great curriculum, something, anything that helps kids. Do that. But don't go anywhere near there. Because these videos ain't helping nobody.
Not doing anything with your life. It's time for you to change that. Because what I did in my past shouldn't be that important to you. Now let me...
I said I didn't want to laugh. This is what he did in his past shouldn't be that important to us. Well, we would never know about your past. Nobody would know about your past if you didn't brag about it and get John Bravo's spider senses going. Like, we all knew, like, you were not the bodyguard of a made dude at 15. You haven't been in 2,000 fights. I mean, I could go on and on. This is beyond belief. It really is. There's a look in his face. Look around his eyes. He looks worn. Something made this dude get it in his head that he needed to brag about Rolls Royces and mansions and car, like the most frivolous shit that anybody. Man, the way everything's going right now, the economy and everything else, nobody wants to hear about your supposed cars and money and mansions, especially knowing what you pled guilty for. You can fool yourself. You can't fool nobody else. I'll say that right now.
Remind you that if I went back there again, I would go over it again and again and again. I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing better than being an 18-year-old getting a job from 3 different at the same time.
How many fucking dicks do you have? How you 3 at the same time?
Fuck out of here. Let's have some fun.
No, man. Wow. That's my video, man.